Okay, may go on in everyone, and welcome to, I guess, a sort of video reaction, not video reaction, video response to my good friend Slice of Scott. He put up a video basically talking about his history with Dungeons and Dragons, and I watched it, and it's quite good. He said he was going to put this out some time ago, and I really like, he talked about how the movies, certain movies, like Hitchcockian stuff, and I think actors like Peter Lorre, or Peter Lorre, rather. I used to call him Peter Lorre, and then I heard someone pronounce it Peter Lorre, so now I just don't know anymore, but I'm thinking it really was Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre, helped inspire his storytelling and the way he ran his D&D campaign. I'm going to leave the link down below. You can click on it, to Slice of Scott. Please head on over to his channel. Tell him I sent you. And and I think you mentioned in the video that you guys just very recently finished a campaign that took about a couple years, maybe even a little over a couple years, and then you lost some people and gained some people in the campaign, and I think you mentioned one person left and then came back. So I really liked hearing your history with Dungeons and Dragons. So I guess very briefly, I'll just say, like, for me it started, I want to say either 89 or 90, very late 80s, but it could have possibly been, 1990. I remember, one of my first experience with D&D was at my cousin's house, and my cousin B, his name is B, they're brothers, A, B, and C. That is the nickname that, we called them. You know what, hold on, I should, wait a minute, so it's not so boring. Let me do this. Okay, that's better. Okay. Even though I can't hear it, you have a little background music. What kind of music is playing, though? I think it... Wait a minute. Oh, it's horror. Let's go with this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay. And my cousin B was the DM. And, I remember I wasn't taking it very seriously, and I was always used to, I guess I sort of was. I was more of, just amazed at being able to do anything in this game, because when I asked, what can I do, because I had experience with PC, on my Apple, those kind of games, those kind of role-playing games on the Apple, and like the Bard's Tale and the Ultima series, for example, King's Quest, even though it's more like an adventure puzzle-solving game, but still, to me, I still threw it in the category of RPG or type of RPG. So I remember doing stuff like, I run up to behind the tree and I piss on the tree, or I things like that. And he would let me get away with it, but there came a point where he just had it, and we were at an inn. I was playing with, some of my other cousins and a friend, and we were at a tavern in the inn, and I said, well, okay, I look out the window, what do I see? And he said, yeah, it is, it's a forest, and there's a lot of trees, and I just said, I shoot the trees, to destroy them. And then he just looked at me, and, okay, the trees come back alive and kill you, you die, you're done. and I was kicked out. I guess he just kind of had it. I couldn't believe it. I literally could do, anything in the game. So I was trying everything to see if I could get away with it. As I said, I was absolutely amazed. But from there on, I started playing other types of tabletop, like Heroes Unlimited is another one by Palladium, I think, and I still have the book. And there's Ninjas and Super Spies, TMNT. I think they all worked off the same system, so you could get those type of those games that worked on the same system. There's the Marvel superhero tabletop game where it went off this scale of like the green zone, yellow zone, red zone. I forgot exactly how it went. It was a bit rudimentary, I think, compared to some of the other ones like Dungeons and Dragons. And it wasn't until I was in my 20s where I got back seriously into Dungeons and Dragons with a gaming group, and Joe was our DM. So, and we played for like 10 years, around 10, 11 years, and for about 4 or 5 of those years consecutively, we would go to, maybe even longer than, maybe more like 6 years, 5 or 6 years, to the Bristol Renaissance Fair. We would go there year after year, so that was quite fun to do that. So that's my experience with, Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I have a little proposition, and if you might be up for it, because I know you mentioned your gaming group was not really into the recording of a session, and that might be kind of cool. But maybe we could try to gather a small group. Oh, I don't understand what's going on with my throat right now. Sorry. I think maybe I have to take another cough drop or something. But if we could get a group together and play some tabletop D&D with you, of course, being the DM. If you would be interested in that, and we get on Discord, possibly, I think movie Mike could possibly be interested in that. I know he showed a level of interest when he told me about, and I already seen it even by the time he told it to me, but with Deborah Ann Wool, who makes a fine DM, by the way, but she was just doing a little makeshift game without any real rules or dice or anything like that, with John Bernthal, who's the Punisher. And it was really just like a few minutes to like 5-minute session of her just kind of generating a quick little adventure. It was really thin on plot. It was just mostly like an example to give him an idea of what the game is like and what they would do a skill check, or at this point we would roll a dice, and the imagery and the way she was setting everything up. And Mike, I remember, when I say remember, it's not like super long ago. This might have been like a week and a half ago. He said it was magical when she was going into it, or maybe more like a couple weeks. It was, magical to see. So he may have an interest in maybe playing. Maybe it could be something we do every, once a month, or, a couple months, or whenever we have a free time. Maybe we're able to squeeze in 2 sessions if everyone is free, something like that. But, if you might be into trying that out, it doesn't have to be like a 2-year-long campaign. Maybe something that could just last either a one-off, or even something that could last maybe a few months or something, I don't know if any of the other people I know here that Let's Play will be interested, but or if they have experience with it. But someone like maybe Grumpy Scamp possibly. There's also Zinak, Ayina the Khajiit, but I don't know if they have any interest in something like that. I know they like RPGs, but that I don't know. But Mike possibly. But if there's anyone else that could, that might have some interest in trying it, that could be fun. I believe also they have a software where we can play the game, and it does the dice. You know, you can roll the dice. It's a virtual dice, like RPG Maker or something like that, and it's used as a companion for the DM. If you're interested in maybe trying that out, I know there's something like that. I just can't remember the exact name. Okay, so that is my my video response to Slice of Scott. Please head on over to his channel, subscribe to him, guys. Check out his video of that, him talking about his history on D&D. But then he also has one other video where it was a VR, you know, video response to my video about underrated, movies, or like a series of film, like trilogies or quadrilogy, or trilogy, not trilogies, but trilogy or quadrilogy, you know, something like that. So he did a VR of that, if you want to check that out. Okay, by the way, it is October 13, 2024. I might do a Halloween thing where I briefly discuss, slasher films, and what prompted this was not only because it's Halloween, of course, but because of the new Terrifier 3, and I can kind of talk about that and my thoughts on Art the Clown and, you know, that film series. You know, I might want to do that instead of just doing the typical, going through the different streaming sites and talking about movies. Although I might do that just for the Tubi streaming site. That seems like it has interesting things and a lot of more older films, and they mix up, family friendly, kid friendly kind of films with the truly horrific, which I love. I love mixing things up together, not separating. Oh, this one is just for the kids, and this one's. I like to sandwich, maybe something like the CGI Addams Family or The Nightmare Before Christmas between something like maybe Terrifier and The Exorcist, and in between those two films is, Casper, or It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. For me, it just alleviates all that tension and all that horror, and it makes it more fun and less of a mental stress, something like that. Okay, so that is it. Hope you enjoyed, and happy Halloween, and see you.